Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the Wimbi's IWD celebration in Abuja. Please celebrate yourselves. Amazing. So last week, Wimbi's had the Lagos leg of this celebration. It held in Lagos. It was energetic. It was fun. It was beautiful. I saw the pictures. I saw the videos. But you know what I said to them? I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I told them that Lagos has done its own. But you see Abuja people, we are energetic. You see Abuja people, we are fun. I made mouth. I told them that when you come in for the IWD celebration that Wimbi's is doing in Abuja, you will see a difference. There is energy, there's fun, there's networking, there's power, there's influence, there are amazing women. So please, prove me right. Celebrate yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Temi Badru, and it's such an honor to be hosting this event. I'm truly, truly honored to welcome you to the Wimbi's IWD celebration that's holding in Abuja. Now, you already celebrated yourself, but I'd like you to celebrate somebody else. I'm talking about the lady that is sitting beside you. Look at that woman, please. I want you to pay her a deliberate compliment. I want you to tell her how good she looks. The red lipstick on fleek, the dress is looking beautiful. Tell the woman that is around you. Tell her how beautiful she is. Are you celebrating somebody this evening? Thank you. If your neighbor has not paid you a compliment, please, I think you may need to move seats. Yes, you need to move seats and say, you're not complimenting me. What am I doing here? Let me move to the next person. But I'm sure that everybody is complimenting one another. And let me quickly tell you from this place, because I have a vantage point here. I can see everybody, and you all look amazing. Thank you for coming. Please, yes, celebrate yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a sense of what is coming today, the media will be projecting the QR code so that you can scan the agendas. Today, we have business tidbits. Today, we have health talk. We have a fireside chat, and our speakers are ready. Today, we have a stage play. Again, we have prizes to be won because we have gifts. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to let all the cat out of the bag. Let's leave it at that. I want to tell you to sit back, relax, and get ready for a celebration like none other. Organized by Wimbi's. Please celebrate Wimbi's. Celebrate Wimbi's. So please scan the QR code and just get a sense of the program. Also, in the spirit of networking, and because we have a prize to be won today, if you haven't dropped your business card on the registration desk, I would advise that you step out quickly to drop it, because we have some gifts, we have a raffle, we have something coming up. I can't give you all the details, but that's what I can say. Please, we don't want you to miss out. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to say that it's an honor to have everyone here. There's going to be room for networking. There's going to be room for fun. There's going to be room for so many things. I would like you to join the conversations online. Would like you to post. I'd also like to celebrate a special set of people. Can we together, please, celebrate our online audience? Those who are joining us from different parts of the world. They are joining us from Africa and beyond. If you're there, please just drop a message. Say hello. Tell us where you are joining in from. You are such a special part of today's celebration, and would love to hear from you in the chat box. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome for the opening remarks a member of the program's committee of Wimbi's. Give a growl! DJ, give me something! Hey, 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 hey!
I'll be on the phone, calling you tonight. I want to make you show me, make we know the fight. I don't want to sleep alone. Wanna hold you tight, but I fool my eyes.
I didn't see that coming, but thanks. It's always good to liven up the room a little bit as we are here together. So thank you once again, everyone, for being here, and welcome once again to the very first 2024 event held by Wimbys here in Abuja. My name is Gift Agboro, and I'm incredibly proud to not just be giving these opening remarks, but to also share this space with you all. In this room today, we have leaders across different industries, and this would not have been possible without the hard work and shared mission of Wimbys to bring us together to celebrate and commemorate International Women's Day under the theme Inspire Inclusion. As with words and themes that comes with different meanings to different people, I want us to take a step back during this event to ask ourselves this question: what does inspire inclusion mean to me in your different sphere of life? I mean, there are entertainment leaders here, there are politicians here, there are entrepreneurs and business leaders. In the conversations that you would have with everyone here, in the panel sessions that you would also be listening to, even in the stage play, look out for those practical things that you can get out of how you can live out the theme, Inspire Inclusion. Take a step back as well to ask yourself, how can I make the world a little bit better for the next woman sitting by my side? Because that's only how we can truly, truly inspire inclusion. So please enjoy yourself, have a really good time today, and don't forget to drop your business cards and truly network with the women that you're going to meet today. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the business tidbit. And to take us through this session, I'm honored to bring up Program Officer for the World Intellectual Property Organization, Olarunke Famuyiwa. A round of applause. DJ!
Dynamite, I blow your candle lights. You know I'm just that type. No, them no pick you, my vibe. Them no pick, 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 them no pick.
Thank you very much, Temi. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm such a terrible dancer. I don't know how to move my body. But thank you, Temi, for welcoming me. And it's such a pleasure to be here at the Wimbys International Women's Day celebration. My name is Olarunke Famuyiwa, and like she said, I'm the program officer at WIPO Nigeria office. And by way of introduction, WIPO means the World Intellectual Property Organization. And we have our headquarters in Geneva, but we have a Nigerian office. Our Nigerian office was established in 2020, and since then we have been working to raise awareness and build capacity on intellectual property. So WIPO is a UN agency. We are the global organization that administers the intellectual property system globally. And so I would like to say that one of our own key efforts in Nigeria is that we support innovators, creators, entrepreneurs, women in businesses like some of us here in using intellectual property as a business development strategy. Our key focus, SMEs and women, so that is why we are here today at Wimbys celebration. And you may be wondering, some of you might be wondering, what is intellectual property? It's as simple as it is. Intellectual property is the creation of the mind, like what you think about, like as you're sitting there, you have an idea, you can protect your idea. That's intellectual property. Okay, like I said in my notes, intellectual property is designed to recognize and reward human creativity and innovation, thereby spurring further innovation and creativity. So there are different types of intellectual property, but I'm trying to give like a very practical example so that we can follow through to know the different types. There's a young entrepreneur called Shadi who created a bra that detects breast cancer. Now, no one has ever done this in the world. Shadi is creating something that is new. That's a novel product. So because Shadi is creating a bra that detects that detects breast cancer, which is new, Shadi can patent that invention because that is new. And she can do this patenting protection for 20 years. So let's also go further to say Sade decided to call the bra that she created the can bra, a funky name to make people, like when you go to the store, you can just easily go in and say, oh, I want the can bra. And then they go straight to bring Sade's bra for you. That can bra, she can trademark that name. That is another form of intellectual property. In Nigeria, she can trademark that for 7 years, but it's also renewable for life. Another further example, Sade decided that the can bra, which detects breast cancer, which is new, can then be designed in a very funky and sleek way. Us women, we know we like beautiful things that are shiny. Sometimes we just like to brag. That design that is very sleek and beautiful is another form of intellectual property that she can protect under the industrial design form of intellectual property. So bringing it closer home, I would also say that to make it more relatable for us, another woman we can think of who has done something great and used IP as a business development strategy will be Tara Durotoye. She started something very, very great that no one was doing a long time ago, and she has created an international brand as it is now. So there are other type of intellectual property that we can find aside the patents, the trademarks, and the industrial design. But I'm going to be focusing on this now because I have just 5 minutes. And because we do not have time, I will say that you can go to our website, www.wipo.int, to find out more about the different types of intellectual property and how you can make use of them in your business development strategies. And I would like to just highlight some of the advantages of using IP in your businesses. If you have IP strategies, if your inventions, your creators, some of your businesses are protected with some form of intellectual property or the other, you can attract investors. It's easier for you to pitch your product to people when your products are protected. You can attract source of finance. It gives you a competitive edge. And I see Temi is coming already. I would also like us to go to our website to make use of some of our IP resources. We have quite a lot of them on our website. And one I would like to highlight this today is the IP diagnostic tools. When you use the tools, you answer some questions, and then it guides you to point out what can you protect in your products? What can you protect in your business? So that is that. And lastly, please, I would just like to also encourage us that at WIPO, we are in partnership with Wimbies, and on the 28th of March, we are organizing what we call the IP and Women Business Summit. It's going to be at the United Nations House in Abuja, and I'm extending an invitation to everyone here who can make it to kindly join us. And at that event, you hear a lot more about how successful business women have made use of IP in their business development strategies. Thank you very much, everyone.
Program Officer WIPO. Thank you very much. Very succinct, very helpful, and we can just follow up to find out much more about intellectual properties. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to watch a documentary on women and voting rights. And to just give us some background, some context, and to introduce this documentary, please join me. I hope we're not tired of celebrating one another. Please join me as I welcome a life member of Wimbies, Mrs. Binta Max Binije. A round of applause. DJ!
Yeah.
Please, let's keep clapping. She's coming up.
Don't sleep, don't sleep. Wake up.
Come on.
Collect your money. Collect your money.
Come on. Hey,
Wake up.
hey,
Collect your money. Collect your money. Wake up. Tera. 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 Go get the moolah. Wake up. Money to kala. Kala go yalla.
please celebrate her.
You don't try. You supposed to be jai. Kill up, come, person, person, we don't.
Thank you so very much, Temi. You have to be brave to be in a room full of such phenomenal women and not be scared or intimidated. I'm introducing this video, and it's a very important one that I would like to show you. But I just saw I call her the Honorable Mrs. Adiola Aziz, just walk into the room. Please give her a round of applause. Co-founder of Wimbies, Board of Trustees for many years, and a truly exceptional woman who keeps sending the elevator back down. We celebrate you, Mrs. Aziz. Thank you for all that you do and for who you are. So just seeing Mrs. Aziz reminds me of when we worked together in Wimpole. So as most of you will know, Wimbies is passionate about the gender agenda. Wimbies is passionate about women being represented in the different areas and sectors as it should be. One of the areas that we've been passionate about for very many years is the political sector, the political arena. And Wimpole, which is one of the standing committees of Wimbies, is Women in Politics. And with Mrs. Aziz and a few people over the years, we've sought to amplify the voices of women and to encourage women to not only vie for office if they're competent and capable, or to support women who are doing that, or to just simply ensure that your voice is heard and that you participate in the political process. We've heard programs, events, debates, all of that, essentially just putting that message out there. And why is this important? The last time I checked, the population of Nigeria is, 220 million? But the important thing to note is that 49.7%, or almost 50% of that number is women, right? And so women have to be carried along. They have to be a part of the process. And what comes to mind, I heard Malala Yousafzai, the Nobel Prize winner, make this illustration that really resonated with me. And it was about how if your women are disenfranchised from being a part of the process, you're like a bird flying on one wing. Imagine that. A bird with one wing won't go very far, will it? But if you've got the women, you're carrying them along, the men, and both wings are flapping strong, then you can soar to any height. And we are that 50%, almost 50% of the population in Nigeria. And so Wimpole has continuously said, do better, step up, let's hear your voice, speak when you have a voice, and be a part of the process. And this has been one of the messages that Wimbies has shared over the years. In 2022, the Advocacy Committee, led by the amazing Ronke Onodeko, took it a step further and decided to find out about how women are faring in the political sphere, how they're doing, how far they've gone. Elections were coming up, and so in the run-up to the elections, what they then tried to do was to find out what had happened before. They went down history lane. I found the video really insightful when I watched it myself, and I thought, oh wow, who knew all of this? But they showed us all that had gone into that process, the hard-won freedom, if you like, that brought us to this point where women can now vote and women have a say-so in the political affairs of the country. And so the clarion call today is just to say to us, and as I hope that as you watch the video and take the message, that you will run with it and tell everyone, every woman you know as well. And the message is simply this: get involved, be included, be inspired. And I'm reminded of the words of JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, when he, in his inaugural address as president, 20th of January, 1961. And he said to the people of the citizens of the United States, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And so my charge to you today, before you watch the video, is to say, are you doing your bit for your country? And by a show of hands, let me just ask, can I see how many of us have their voter's card in the room? Please put your hands up. Oh, wow, this is amazing. Please put your hands together for yourselves. The number is pretty impressive. You ask the question in another room and you'll just see a few hands go up. So it's great that we're involved and we're participating. 2027 is around the corner. We're going to have that opportunity again to choose our leaders, to amplify our voices, to say the things that we once said, or to have the right people there, if that's what we choose. So please be inspired as you watch the video, and let's go out there and do what we need to do. Thank you so very much.
the UN Women, WIMBIZ, and the government of Canada have come together to look at how we can come as a group to support each other. How can we drive conversation? How can we drive collaboration and support to ensure that we have more women represented in the political space?
Our founders' focus then was just to increase the women in leadership positions, in business and in management. But over the years, it has become evident that politics is critical to even business success, because we know what one policy can do to businesses.
Nigeria has produced one of the group of intelligent, competent women on the face of the planet. When it comes to political participation, women's representation in a decision-making position, Nigeria seems to phase out.
Institutions with women in key leadership positions perform better than those without any. One of the ways we support this is by investing in women's participation in politics, especially in key leadership positions. Canada firmly believes that supporting gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls is the best way to build a more peaceful, more inclusive, and more prosperous Nigeria.
By any standards, I don't have money to go into politics. But guess what? I've got character, I've got competence, and I've got capability. I was intentional about my career. I was intentional about my network.
As far back as 1944, Onyeko Abayomi, when she launched her party, she said, "The interests of women are being sorely neglected."
These were powerful women. Their advocacy wasn't a 15 minutes or 20 minutes or one year thing. These women had been fighting for over 20 years for the rights of women.
Nigerian women form 49.5% of our population, but our voices are not being heard. Some states don't even have women in their houses of assembly. And what these ladies fought for, the likes of Ransom Kuti, Adekogbe, Gauban Sawaba, Ladishewu, Onyeko Abayomi, they wanted women's voices to be heard. As far back as 1944, Onyeko Abayomi, when she launched her party, she said, "The interests of women are being sorely neglected." Those were exact words. This was 1944. And we find out that that is still the case today in 2022. INEC released its figures of women who are contesting. And according to the figures, out of 4,256 candidates, only 381 are women, which is even less than what we had for the 2019 election. This is not what the women who fought for a better and fairer Nigeria fought for. So all the things that are preventing women from stepping forward, and I say the political parties for one, a lot of our political parties do not allow our women to get to the point where they should be.
I believe that women's participation is important in changing the direction of the ship of state as we find it now. You know, the impact of women in business shows that really this country could do with more female participation from both the traditional and the educated elite.
In 1922, the Clifford Constitution introduced the principle of elective representation to Nigeria. And for the first time, Nigerians were encouraged to come out to vote for a legislative council. But it was just targeted towards the men. And it was from that point on that a number of women, through the years, right up to the 60s, began to agitate for voting rights for Nigerian women. Then going into the next decade, in 1940, we had Alimotu Pelewura, who also led a group of women, the Market Women Guild, to say that we don't want to be taxed, but if you're going to tax us, there must be representation on these councils. Gambo Sawaba was saying, she would say, look, you must give women their citizenship rights. Don't do that. It means that you're not standing up for the meaning of a true society. She'll say things like that. And she ran into a lot of trouble because of that. Out of all the women suffragettes that we have, she was the one that was sent to prison. She was the one that was assaulted. In 1964, for instance, one of the news headlines was that Gambo Sawaba is missing. And when she was found by the side of the road. What had happened was that she left Zaria, her base, to go to Jos. Somehow she was abducted on the way there, left by the side of the road. And she was obviously found by some people who then took her to a hospital. And she said, I don't even know what happened. I cannot even say if my body was tampered with. So those were the kinds of heavy prices that some of the women in the North had to pay in order to get to the point of freedom, to have voting rights.
Chinola Dedeke, Funaya Ransome-Kuti, Oyinka Abayomi, these were powerful women, in different ways. They were elite women because they were educated, but let us not discount how forceful and how influential they were, because they were consistent. Their advocacy wasn't a 15 minutes or 20 minutes or one year thing. These women had been fighting for over 20 years for the rights of women. These women took the step of forming a party, a political party, during the war, in the middle of emergency regulations. You weren't even allowed to publish certain things in the newspapers, much less form a political association and fight for the right of women to vote. Trade unions were being locked up for 2 years just for even complaining about workers' rights. Yet these women courageously stood up and said they wanted the world to know that they had a right to vote, they had a right to be voted for, and their fight was consistent, it was robust. It wasn't just about the elite women who could speak lots of English. In 1925, the NNDP, the first political party, would not have won the majority of seats it won without the support of the women. Anytime they wanted to campaign, they would bring Madam Alimotu Pelewura. They would drag her on stage to come and show the people, look, we have structure. This is our structure.
A lot of our political parties do not allow our women to get to the point where they should be. Somehow they're pushed to the side and there's always one argument or another. But in some countries, you find out that you cannot present your candidates list without there being a certain percentage of women. But we don't have that. Even the Electoral Act has not allowed that, because who are those who make the law? It's a male-dominated parliament, a male-dominated National Assembly. It's a very difficult position that women find themselves in today as far as fulfilling the dreams and visions of the early suffragettes.
Even if there's any problems with the electoral process, I think it's more institutional. It's not, it cuts across the board. And maybe I'm just talking through my left heart and maybe I don't know enough about this, but I certainly know quite a bit, being a lawyer who studied the electoral laws of this country. I think the women are not disadvantaged substantially. There are other issues that impact on the rights of women of which the electoral process is not the most fundamental issue. The obstacles in the path of women exercising the right to be voted for is not one that is even hampered by electoral laws of this country. So I don't think that's the main problem. The main issue is the mindset of the men folk, mindset of even some women folk who do not believe that they have a right to sit as equals at the table.
How many of the governors have, women as their running mates? Lagos State used to be the template. We could say at the time that, okay, we're getting there gradually. We're just one seat away from governorship. And then all of a sudden, things changed. In 2019, there was no outcry.
Women at grassroots level seem to be more politically active than women at the elite level. The elite women are very much consumed by the challenges of careers, trying to survive in a male-dominated environment, trying to run families. The percentile of elite women who participate in politics beyond just saying I voted is minimal comparative to the potential number of powerful generals that should be out there leading the troops to battle.
It was only in 1954 for the Eastern region and 1957 for the Western region. They got their voting rights. But we had to wait till 1976 before women in the North were finally granted their voting rights, when the Obasanjo military regime said all adults over the age of 18, men and women, can vote in the local government elections of 1976.
Women enjoy the right to vote today. Men enjoy their women voting. Politicians enjoy using the votes of women to gain political office without understanding the journey that took place, without even caring about it. It's taken for granted. But a lot happened.
The only woman really and truthfully that is known around the world when it comes to Nigerian women is Funaya Ransome Kuti. But there are other women. These women, they were not discouraged by the force of government, by the might of government. They spoke their minds and they were so consistent. I think that is their legacy, that whatever we believe in, we should carry on with our beliefs.
I fully appreciate that a lot needs to change before those efforts can come into fruition. A lot needs to change in terms of the legislative environment, and that's not just about men or women. It's about the electoral laws, constitutional provisions that ground the way that the country is structured and the way that the political party systems are structured. It is imperative that advocacy continue about changing the way the Nigerian political system is structured. It's not even a sustainable model for the state in which the country is in and will continue to be for a long time. There has to be a different way.
WIMBIZ is doing a wonderful job, but more can be done. I think that voter education is something that your organization WIMBIZ can participate in, can decide to tutor our men and women on the proper thing to do on the ballot paper.
Lots of women lost their lives, lost their livelihoods, lost their health for the right to vote and be voted for. Many women paid the ultimate sacrifice for the right to vote and be voted for. If people have made these sacrifices through the years, you cannot take it for granted. Please do not ever discount or underestimate the power that you hold with that vote.
Very insightful documentary with some very good food for thought. Now we have a lucky dip, and we're just going to do that quickly. One of the ladies here has graciously, kindly decided to gift 2 of her brand products to women in this hall. Please, can we celebrate her, ladies and gentlemen? Her name is Toyin Okewo, and the name of her brand is Toyin Shaw. So she's going to be giving 2 outfits to ladies here. And this is why we had mentioned that you should please put in your complimentary card, your business card, into the box. Because now we're going to do a lucky dip. We're going to find out who gets to walk away with a Toyin Shaw dress. 2 ladies are going to get that. And I believe that Toyin is available to give it in different sizes. So who would it be? Is my card there? Hey, is MC bad? Is MC allowed? That's okay, but I'm excited for whoever gets away with these beautiful pieces. I have a piece of, or more than one piece of Toyin Shaw, and the dresses are lovely. So I'm excited for whoever is going to get away with it. Please put in your cards, put in your business cards. We're going to shuffle, shake, show it to you very impartially and bring it out and find out who gets to walk away with this. Okay, more people. Thank you, DJ. Please play some music while we put in all the cards.
Love is not enough, baby. Come to me, Molo. Love me or you hate me.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And so to come and pick these cards and tell us who the lucky winners are. Quickly, DJ, give us something light as we just go ahead. Put in your business card, get ready for this one. I'm going to invite architect Memuna Lami Umar. She's going to come up and pick the card for us. Who is going to win? Is it me? Okay, my card is not there now. Is it you? Is it the lady sitting beside you? We're going to shake the box. Okay. I like the way you're shaking it. Like, we don't know who.
I guess I should shake it a bit more so that those at the bottom can come to the top. And let's see. So now, let me wave my magic hand and not look. And this paper feels thick. Okay. Chidi Isioma. Okay. Please come up.
Okay, so we're going to pick that, and then she's going to give you your gift, or she's going to tell you how to claim your gift. So the next person.
Oh, wow. Are you all praying? Fingers crossed? Okay, no, let's see.
Some people are saying you should move it like this. Maybe
like this?
Yeah.
Okay, like this? More? Okay. Zari.ng.
Congratulations. All right, so the two winners should please come forward for a quick photograph. And Tony and Sean, please come up also to take a picture with them. So please come up. Tony and Sean is the one who is giving this gift out. Two lovely dresses for two lovely women. Please celebrate them. The next one could be you, or celebrate them loud so that we'll celebrate you too.
Bena baby, see as you fine, oh. Bena baby, see as you fresh, yo. Now only monkey go say you no fine, Bena. Fire baby, buru biale.
Thank you. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, are you having a lovely time this afternoon? Okay. As someone said, as always, you can always bank on Wimbiz. That when Wimbiz does anything, it's always lovely. It's always amazing. So we're moving on. Let me quickly mention that we have more raffle draws coming. We have more prizes coming. So please just sit back and get ready for your own. So just get ready for that one where I'll mention your name, or the person coming out will mention your name, and you get to cut away the prizes. Now we're moving on to the next session, which is the business tidbit. And this one is a 5-minute talk by a Nigerian actress and entrepreneur. Her humanitarian activities are focused particularly on gender equality, education, and peace building. Ladies and gentlemen, please celebrate with me, Ijapari Ben Hickey. A round of applause. A few steps. Just show us something.
I will never leave your side. I will never ever. I dedicate my time to you, my guy. Even if the road is rough, I don't mind. 'Cause you be my G for life.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Sorry, is it obvious I'm nervous? Because I am. Okay, my name is Japari Ben-Hirki, and I am an actress and entrepreneur. I just want to say thank you to Wimbiz for giving me this opportunity. I'm just starting off in my career, and to have this platform to do this is such a big deal for me, so thank you. So my journey started in 2001 one. I was 10. I remember being in Kaduna, watching the Miss World pageant with my parents. And that was when Abani Darego, was crowned Miss World. And I remember my dad saying, looking at me and saying, one day I'm going to watch you on TV. And that was it. I just wanted to be on TV. From that moment, it didn't matter whether I was going to be an artist, a talk show presenter, anything to get me on TV, Sha. That was it. And in 2008, I went to Covenant University, and I studied mass comm because I wanted to be on TV. I knew that doing research work was going to be a no for me. And of course, I wanted a name, my final year project. So I said to myself, you know what, you want to be on TV. Produce the talk show as your final year project. I didn't know how I was going to do that. My dad is a chartered accountant. I knew asking him for money to do a big show as my final year project was a no-no. So that brings me to my first point. Everything you need to do what you want is around you. You don't need to wait for millions to do what you want to do. It's around you. You have it. Because what I did was I spoke to someone who knew M.I. Abaga then. Please tell your brother, I want to do my final year project. Can he come on the show? He agreed. I told my classmates, oh, Emma is coming for my talk show. They came. Venue, my friend's father was a pastor. We used his church. All I had to pay for was cameramen, and I produced my first talk show as my final year project. So that was, I was shot on TV, right? I finished in 2012, and 2013, I was serving in Kaduna. When you finish school, I had big dreams, I'm going to be a star. I tried going for auditions, nothing was happening. 2014, nothing was happening. And my mom said, my dear, there's a federal government job, just take it and start working. So I took the job, and I started working in a federal government parastatal. But the thing about passion is, once it's in you, it never leaves you. You get uncomfortable at every point. And that'll bring me to my next point. You have to have passion for what you want to do. It is what will keep you going when the clients don't come, when you're losing profit. It is the passion for what you do that will keep you going. I took the job, and in 2015, I went for like 2 beauty pageants. I didn't make it far to at the first one. The second one, I became the first runner-up. And in 2019, I don't know how many of you watched Halita on Africa Magic. I went for the audition. And I got to the last stage. It was between myself and my friend Chisom, who played Halita. I'm from the north. I'm from northern Nigeria. So in my head, it was like, of course I'm going to get this. They wouldn't go for an Igbo girl, And they went for her. Yeah, they went for an Igbo girl and not a northern girl. And it broke me. It was like, okay, maybe God is telling you, this is not for you. Move on with your life. And then I went into event planning, and that was going great. But like I said, as long as you have passion for something, it does not leave you. And in that same 2019, I was coming out from church, and someone saw me. He was like, oh, I remember you. You were at the audition for Halita. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I was. And he said, we've been looking for you. We have this short film we want to produce, and we've just been looking for you. And that led me to do my first film on Iroko TV. This place is so special to me. I think this is the second time I'm having a speaking engagement here. I did my first commercial with them, and that ran on Africa Magic throughout COVID. And in 2022, the director and executive producer of Halita called me, and he said, oh, I have this for you. I want you to play lead in a project. It's not out yet. It's coming out on one of the big streaming platforms this year. And I did that. And it was such a big deal for me, because it's like coming from, my first audition was in 2013, and that happened in 2022. Now to the juicy part of my story. In 2022, I'm on Instagram and I see this audition. Oh, yada, 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 Igbo language is required. I said, wow, Igbo, I probably shouldn't go. But somehow I found myself at that audition venue very early in the morning, and I did my thing. 3 days after, I get a call. Oh, are you Japari Ben-Hirki? Yes, you auditioned 3 days ago. I am Opeyemi from 10 Africa, makers of Lionheart and Road to Yesterday. So when he said it, I was booting like, Lionheart, Road to Yesterday. That's my babe. That's Genevieve's. Like, because I didn't know what I was going for, you know, and they wanted an Igbo-speaking person. I'm from the north. In fact, when I went for my audition, the first question they asked me was, can you speak Igbo? I said, no, but if you give me the role, I will speak it, don't worry, you know? And I get the call, and I was shocked, like, okay. I'm like, yeah, you've gotten the role. I kid you not, up until, I think, we went to the Toronto International Film Festival, one of the big festivals in the world, and that was where we premiered. The movie isn't out yet, it's still doing festival runs. Up until when I got there, I still couldn't believe what was going on. It was surreal. And I think, for me, it's the courage to just keep being consistent no matter what. Just because you want something and it's not there doesn't mean you should just stay where you are. You know, just do whatever it is you have to do until you get that big break. And I mean, at Toronto, I'm getting calls from Ebony Life, from Africa Magic. I'm like, Nami be this, like, you know, what is going on? So this is, yeah, I can see you. I mean, it was such a long journey, and I'm just really excited and happy that at the start of my career, it's starting the way, most people in the industry wouldn't start. It's just happening for me. And, you know, this is just to say to everyone, just keep going. I feel like it's such a cliche thing to say because people say it all the time. But that is what has kept me going. And you guys should watch out on Netflix and Prime and everywhere for me. And it's very important to have a strong community of women in your circle. Let's just help other people, other women. It is so important. We know, sorry, I can't say it in English. So it's so important that we just build that community of women to, you know, just bring us up the ladder. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Insightful, inspiring, truly, truly. So congratulations, more accolades, more opportunities. And you know, when we eventually get to, you know, see some of this, much more of these movies, and, you know, I'll be able to say I met her. I introduced her. In fact, I shook her hands. You want to shake her hands? I can see people shaking her hands now. You know, I talked to her. We are friends, you know. I called her name. She's my friend, though. Don't try me. In fact, let's make it easier, because the person beside you, when you see them on TV tomorrow, you know, when you want to farms, you want to say, I know her. And people say, how do you know? You have evidence. And I can see what some people are doing. They started with selfies. Please, bring out your phone. Oh. Take your selfies now. This is permission. Take a selfie with the person beside you. Tell them, I celebrate you. Please, let's bring out our phones. Please, let's jump on that very quickly. on, guys. Tomorrow, don't start fasting if you didn't take picture with them all. Meet somebody. Network. Say hello to somebody. Come on. I see the networking happening over there. I see the exchange of business cards. The selfie.
As I never see you online, it they worry me and it they give me concern.
Amazing.
I've been ringing on your cellular.
Thank you.
You.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you want to post that picture on Instagram, you want to put it on Facebook, on X, on Threads, anywhere, please use the hashtag Wimbiz, use the hashtag IWD 2024, and the hashtag Inspire Inclusion. Please note those hashtags. Hashtag Wimbiz, hashtag IWD 2024, and hashtag Inspire Inclusion. So that when you post it, we can easily find it. You know, we can easily trace it when we have the hashtag. So please, for the pictures, for the selfies, for the teachable moments, for the learnings, we want to find you on social media. Use the hashtags that I've mentioned earlier on. Now, Wimbiz would like to recognize people. And this category of people, ladies and gentlemen, if I may have your attention, please, we'll have more moments for networking and, just to, meet one another. But we want to celebrate a category of people, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. If I may have your attention as we celebrate them together. Thank you. All right, so these two attendees or participants are people who came in early. They were the first two to arrive. And Wimbiz celebrates that. Punctuality is the soul of business. You might have observed that we said we're going to start at 3 and we started 3 on the dot, right? But some people have been here even much earlier. They said, this is Wimbiz. We know Wimbiz is excellent and we want to show up excellently. We want to show up punctually. We want to be here before the event started. And you know what Wimbiz said? Wimbiz said, we see you, we recognize you, and we want to celebrate you. So please, a round of applause for Mrs. Oluwatosin Oladipo and Barrister Victoria Egbase. Please come forward. We've got a special prize for you. And to present the prize to you, I'd like to invite Ms. Diane Okogo, former SC member at Wimbiz, former EC member at Wimbiz. Please, special recognition for punctuality. You could please stay in front.
London.
Hello, greet everybody for you. Body just shake bello. What is up, bello? Bello, deliver like I get bello. Them say I did go sell out. Them say I did go sell out. Too fortunate. I go make you Joe Dada. Say you get the power. Sweetie passy, Amala Ketu, Shinji Kagawa. Jesu Christi Lobawa. But them falling yakaka. You know I see sappy girl they do.
Congratulations, congratulations. We have more prizes, so if you haven't won, please, hope is not lost. There's much more coming. In fact, there's a special section that you don't want to miss out on. So ladies and gentlemen, please, don't go anywhere. All right. We're now moving on to the next segment, which is the fireside chat, and it's themed Inspire Inclusion. And this is going to be truly, truly insightful. I'm honored to bring up the moderator and the guest for this fireside chat. Let me just tell you a few things about the guest. The guest is Shakira Mustafa. A round of applause. She has extensive multi-industry experience across banking, across maritime, FMCG, and construction industry. She's maintained a track record of using risk management methods to drive transformative change and to deliver strategic and operational objectives. She served as a risk manager in First Bank, head of operational risk Jais Bank, and held the post of head of risk management across 4 subsidiaries within the Dangote conglomerate. She's currently the chief risk officer of Julius Berger. Ladies and gentlemen, she's an avid reader, humanitarian, a wife, and a proud mom to 2 amazing boys. Please, let's celebrate her. And to moderate this session, I'd like to invite our own, a member of the Board of Trustees, Wimbiz, Dr. Celestina, aka MNI. DJ, they're coming up together. Give them something lovely. All right. DJ.
Yeah. Baby, fresh on the beat and it's killing them all, of course. It's killing them all, of course. Make we scatter this place tonight. Dance and sweat till lights in a fight. We must settle this thing tonight. Yeah. Come, let's just catch the feelings for night. Yeah. And if you tell me, say make a bello. I don't go waste time, but to do like so.
Good evening, Wimbiz. This is International Women's Day. Please, don't let Lagos take first. This is Abuja. Wimbiz! Okay, we have our delightful Shakira Mustafa here with us. She's a woman of different parts. We read, that her CV they read, that her bio is just a tip of the iceberg. So my dear Shakira, just a quick one. What motivated you as a young lady to choose the career path you have found yourself in?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be in here and being on the stage for Wimbiz. I started my career in First Bank, like was read out then, and I would say my story joining risk management was actually because I met a lady, Dr. Nikefa Jemirokun. She's currently the Chief Risk Officer for Dangote Group. And I had a discussion with her, asked her some questions about what she does, and she kind of passed me the gospel of risk management, and I was bought, and she put me into the risk management fold. So basically that's it. And I find risk management very interesting. There are various facets to being a risk manager, and it's something that I've done for so many years, and it's been a very exciting and interesting journey for me.
Oh, so in a nutshell, you just ran into risk management by, looking up to a woman that is doing well in her field. I can relate because I was in First Bank myself, so I know what it's like. So going forward from what you said, what's your background? What do you study?
Okay, as a young girl, I wanted to be not just a medical doctor, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon, but JAMB happened. The funny thing is that if I didn't pass JAMB, quota system happened. So I'm from this part of the country where there's this notion that everybody believes that there are geniuses there. They expect you to have 350 and 700 in JAMB, and some of us could not, so that was the story. So I have a degree in microbiology, and then after graduation, I had the option of going back to school to study medicine, which was what I wanted to do as a young girl, or actually hustle and go after the money. I chose the latter, and I went after the money.
Oh, great, because from microbiology to risks is a risk you took, a very big risk. So with what you just said now, What are the key lessons that you have learned along your career journey which have guided you over the years?
I would say being consistent, being intentional, and showing up. Your consistency, your intentionality, your determination, those are actually the currency that you have that fuels your professionalism. And this cuts across everything that you do. Whatever field that you find yourself in, your currency as a professional is your intentionality, your determination, and ability to show up as in delivering on whatever objectives that you have set or what your principles have set for yourself, set for you rather.
Ladies, intentionality. You have to be intentional. Just make sure you're positioning yourself, any lady you're looking up to. That's part of the intentionality she's talking about. Okay, moving forward. How have you survived through the risk management ecosystem that has been the predominantly male-dominated industry? Because I know you have a bias for construction, so how have you been surviving that?
One of the key tools that you require to succeed in risk management is interpersonal skills. Being a risk manager is not so much about the technicalities, much more about how you relate with people, because you're always in the faces of people trying to probe and get answers and get things done and achieve a lot of things. So if you are not, you don't have good interpersonal relationship, if your persona is not one that is pleasant or amiable, that will be like an obstacle to you. Basically, I have 3 F's that guides my interaction with people. I try to be friendly, I try to be firm, and I try to be fair. So being friendly, being fair, and being firm. Not letting my firmness come in the way of my being amiable, or not letting my being friendly jeopardize my principles or my policies as a person or as a professional. So navigating the ecosystem that I find myself, these are things that I've found useful in interacting with people, both at my superiors and those that are peers and those that are subordinates.
Speaking of ecosystem, the ecosystem of construction is purely male-dominated. So how do you tell your male counterparts that you are going a wrong way, this is risky for the organization, this is risky for you as an individual? How do you navigate that?
Well, it's all about being the professional. When you are known that you know your onions, when the value that you bring to the table has been identified, this value will be appreciated. And you find out that even before things are done, people come to seek you out because they have seen the value that you've brought in the past, or what contribution, your contribution has been valuable before now. So it's not so much around being, the gender is not so much the issue now. It's more about your level of competence, your level of delivery, and basically professionalism. I hold on so much to the fact that when you are a true professional to your profession, your value will be identified, your value will be appreciated, and that's just it.
As a mother of 2, a beautiful wife to a wonderful husband, so I'm sure a lot of women here want to know, how do you navigate? How do you navigate the house, the home, the office, and to be your beautiful self and still put a smiling face and move on? How do you do that?
I don't know.
No, they want to know, how do you manage yours? How do you manage yours?
I wake up every day, do what I can do, and move on.
No strategy.
No strategy. Well, I wouldn't discount the support system that I have. My family, my nanny, friends, kith and kin, and all of those. But basically, there is no format, there is no formula, there is no strategy. It's just do what you can and hope for the best.
Support system. The support system is very fine. So what are some of the things you wish you knew earlier before you started your career path?
I've come to realize with certain things that have happened to me that life is short, so you need to live it up. Whatever you want to do it now, because tomorrow might just never come. While I was younger or earlier in my career, I thought that, okay, as I move higher, I would probably have the leeway and leverage to do certain things, but that's not the case now. So there are some things that I should have done for myself as a younger lady that I put forward to do in the future, but getting to do them now, it's like tighter. So when you're still young, do whatever it is that you can put your mind at, whatever it is you want to do it now and then, because tomorrow might never just come.
You've actually taken it off my mouth. I wanted to ask you, what would you advise your younger self? And you have answered it. But I'm sure there are a lot of young people here in the audience that want to know. They are having difficulties in navigating, choosing a career, knowing what is best for them. What would you advise them? Because a lot of them are here to take a word or two from you to go back home.
Well, the world there's so much information out there that could actually be confusing as it is now. But then, with the level of information that is at our fingertips, find something that catches your fancy. Google is everybody's friend. My foray into risk management today actually started with Google. I just Googled, after this conversation with this particular lady, I just Googled and I read and read and read, and I was like, okay, this is something I think I find interesting, that I would find interesting, and that was the beginning of the journey. So there are so many things you could put your mind to, because having no information is not an excuse now. So just find something that catches your fancy, and like the actress, like she said, everything you need is right within your fingertips. And then the power of networking is as powerful as it can, as it has ever been in the history of mankind. There is IG, there's Facebook. I can reach out to anybody and everybody. The worst response you probably get is no. So, and a lot of times I've read instances where people reach out to someone, the stars or celebrities or even politicians, and you go into people's DM to ask them, I want to be like you, I want to do what you're doing. It's just about you seeking out that thing that catches your fancy. Look for one thing that interests you. Look for someone that is in that field. Reach out to that person. If you can't meet that person directly, try to emulate that person's journey. And I hope that will be successful.
Thank you very much. Shakira is a Wimbi's true and true. So in case if you have any questions, I will take the questions now. Any question for Shakira?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for that very insightful story, because it really resonated well with me, because I'm also in the construction field and we find ourselves in a male-dominated industry. So my question, you talked about it, but I would like you to sort of throw more light at it. So risk management, you would have to be more mid-level, or you work a lot with the top management. And when you deal with men, I know we already talked about it, but I would like you to still speak more on it, because how do you manage their ego when you know that you're talking facts and what you have to say, because it's in the interest of the company, stands? So how do you manage that?
Okay, it's not just a construction thing, it's a man's thing. And then when you have a husband, how you manage your husband's ego, you can also replicate the same to other males that you find working with. But basically, that's on a lighter note. But basically, like I said, it's about talking about the facts. When you're talking about the facts and you're presenting it to them, it's how you talk to them. I see there are instances where I've told my bosses that
if you don't want to hear this, why did you bring me on board? Because it's just my job to tell you the way it is. So, and really, I think the world around this ego, gender bias thing is changing, because a lot of times discussions around this has been put out there in the open. So you see a lot of men, even if they still make funny jokes around the gender issue, they are also aware that there is this gender issue, there's this gender bias that needs to be squashed at every time. So, when I talk to my colleagues or my bosses that are male, even in any fora that I find myself in the office, it's all about the facts and the figures and the reality of things. So, and I just put it the way it is. And if you don't like the truth, you don't like the truth. Attack the message, not the messenger, they say.
Thank you very much. Okay, please come forward.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Tracy Yikagi. You talked about your interactions with your bosses. You just mentioned the facts and the figures, and you're usually very professional. But I would like to find out, are there other specific challenges that you can point out that you experienced while at the work environment, workspace?
Those challenges would always be there. I remember there was a time I just joined the company, not the current one, and I was having a session with one of the managers in the business line, and I was talking, and the man I thought it was with rapt attention, he was listening to me, and the next thing is like, "Are you married?" And I responded, "I'm married, I have 2 kids. So I was talking about, and I went back to the discussion. So those things would always be there. It's just you don't, for me so far, that's like the highest I've experienced with this kind of things. I know some people's stories might not be like that. But then when they crop up, just find a way to nip it in the bud. Remember, friendly, fair, and firm. So you bring out your firm arsenal in this regard if it comes up. That's a no-no. That's a no-go area. This is what I'm here for, and this is what we're going to focus on.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Do we have more questions?
Well, before we take questions from the physical audience, we have one from a virtual audience.
Okay.
And then this one is from Telsa Egu. And the person is saying, I'd like to know how she transited from microbiology background to risk management in terms of professional qualifications. Thank you.
It's a never-ending journey. The journey continues and is always there. I joined First Bank as a graduate trainee, and there you were putting basic, that's when the reformatting kind of started, that they kind of formatted your brain from whatever it is you got out from school to become a banker. So they made me a banker, as it were. It was an intensive program, a 1-year program there. And afterwards, when I decided that, okay, I'm not going to the medical line, or as it were, I did an MBA and several professional courses, CFA, BCI, CRM, ERM, plenty abbreviations that you can think of. So, and the organizations that I've worked for has also sent me on several training to hone my expertise in the line. So it's just, like I said, if you look at the LinkedIn profile of anyone that you want to be like, you would see their bio there. If I want to be like her, I'll go to our LinkedIn profile, see our journey, and follow that pathway too, as applicable.
Thank you very much. Please, someone raise up a hand at the back. Please come forward.
Good afternoon. My name is Tiana, and thank you very much for that insightful story. So my question is a little bit different from risk management. While you were talking, you talked about looking for what you're interested in and focusing on that and making a career out of it. But my question is, What if you're actually interested in a lot of things and you're good at a lot of things? You're not just interested in them, you're actually good at them. So the question is, what is the advice you give to the person? How do you manage it? How do you navigate through these different professions or activities, or you could call it talent that you're good at? Thank you.
Well, if you can juxtapose everything together, why not? If the more the merrier. If we have different personas, we have different personalities, we have different skills, we have different thresholds. If you have the appetite and capacity and the capability to combine everything together and make a mocktail or a cocktail out of it, the world is your oyster. And if you can you only have the ability to stick to one and grind at it and soar with it, it's also there's nothing wrong with it. So it's just your choice. If it's working for you,
your capacity to.
Yeah, it's a capacity thing. If it's working for you, then go at it. If it's not, drop what you can. It's your appetite. Some people can take three wraps of fufu, while some cannot finish one. There's no crime.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Samira. I actually want to find out about mentorship. So for you, did you have, apart from the lady that introduced you to risk management, prior to meeting her, what would you say or advise on people who would like to have experience with mentorship and people who have mentors or who want to have mentors in whatever field they're in? How would you advise they go about that mentorship process? Thank you.
Before you answer, WIMBIs have a program, mentorship program. So after she answers you, just meet the executive director. She will tell you what to do to key in.
In addition to that, I will still tell you to leverage on the power of social media. LinkedIn is a powerful tool. It's like a platform where professionals come to showcase, to brag, and to make noise about themselves. So tap from that noise, tap from the gong going on. Find someone that you want to, that you're aspiring to be like. There's a direct message on LinkedIn. I message people on LinkedIn, and it's global, everywhere in the world. The worst that can happen to you, it's either not get a response or get a no. But you can bet more often than not, you will get a response.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Irete, and I'm a young engineer, so my question goes to the construction industry. In my company, I've worked under the technical department, and you have issues when you're working with people lower under you, especially when they are not educated. I studied civil engineering. And when you meet people that maybe because of experience, people that maybe finished with secondary school, and because they have like 15 years experience, and you tell them this, they tend not to agree with you because you're a woman. So in those kind of cases, how do you?
For situations like that, it's the culture of the organization that would actually help you. It's actually the corporate culture. What kind of premium does that organization place on experience? What kind of premium does that organization place on respect? Mutual respect. What kind of premium does the organization place on the female gender? So it's actually, the best way to go about is what I've talked about. Professionalism cuts a lot of barriers, but if there are a lot of underlying issues, cultural issues within the organization, professionalism would not help you in that regard. So it's all about the culture of the organization that you are in.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Ma. Thank you so much for giving so generously of yourself. My name is Ifunaya Nduka, and my question is around passion. So Ms. Ijapari said earlier how she was very keen on following her passion, even though she was working and probably maybe earning well. However, you moved from passion to being a risk officer in something that you never saw yourself doing. So, do you see people as neurosurgeons now and wish you actually followed your passion, or are you comfortable where you are? And people who are conflicted between following their passion and following whatever opportunity presents itself at that time, how do they navigate that?
I read a lot about medical science for my pastime. It's something that that interests me, but it's not something that I do. So there's a difference between those two things. So my professional life and my leisure reading and I'm also interested in trivia. I do a lot of trivia knowledge things. Perhaps that's why I'm still interested in that. But then, if your passion is so strong, it's still about who you are and how intense the passion is for you. She had the passion and she tried to shift, but she couldn't shift. But that wasn't my reality. It was shaped by different things. I also wanted to do something, but my shift changed earlier on from perhaps a younger age while getting to the university, and I saw the reality of whatever it is, and I went the other way, which I don't have any regret for. So it's just you weighing your options, having a true introspection about what you really, really, really deep down what you want, and don't think about what people would say or what someone thinks, because at the end of the day, it is you and you alone. So the decision is yours, the life is yours. So it's up to you to make that call.
In recapping all she have just said, I must give credit to First Bank. It is their way. If you come in, no matter what you are, who you are, you will start from the scratch and they will train you as if they don't even know what you studied. So thank you, First Bank, for bringing the risk management guru out of Shakira. Okay, everything was really self-explanatory. You broke it down for them to understand. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Would like to have group photos. Please give us something, DJ. Is Niger?
I didn't know vex for me. Say I never go.
Come on.
But I hope that you are well. I hope you're my cat still. Every day I dey pray for you. Make you Baba God bless you. I never forget you. I gon' forget you. See my shoulder. Make you rest up on me. You know I got you. Now me be your friend indeed. The money don't show now. I don't keep some for you. You know go so far. Cause anything I get now for me and you. Yeah. How are you, my friend? How do you do, my friend? I know sometimes.
Thank you, DJ.
Nobody's in you. That's what I did for you, my friend.
Yes, keep playing that song in the background because I'm going to be walking around to look out for some of the amazing ladies who are here. And we're going to do something which we call sell yourself. So I'll bring the microphone to you. And in a few minutes, I want you to pitch very quickly. I want you to pitch. Tell us about what you do. This could be your moment. There could be an investor in this room who is willing to drop the millions of dollars and say, I want to invest in you. There might be somebody that wants to collaborate with you. So DJ, give us some music. I'm looking around and looking for who I'm going to come to. Who is going to pitch? Please, everyone, get your pitch ready. Your elevator pitch. What do you want to tell us? What you do? What your organization is about? Women talking about what they do. Women including themselves. Women. Who is ready for this? How are you, my friend? I feel like I'm coming to this part and some people are looking away. Are we shy? What's happening now? Why are you giving me? In fact, it's the person that is looking away that I'm even not going to give the microphone to. Really?
I was forced into this, but let me just... Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zainab Yahya Edu, and so I'm the founder and creative director of Zari Gifts. I'm one of the sponsors. Thank you. So, and I think this is really apt because actually one of the reasons why I'm here is because of a fellow sister, Habiba, and about women supporting women. You know, she actually called a few of us to say, hey, there's this opportunity, and I think, you know, we should hop on that. So thank you again, Habiba. So my day-to-day is a bit boring. I'm actually like a consultant. I find it boring, not that the sector is boring, but I'm a consultant at the Rural Electrification Agency. It's not something I really enjoy. So I've always wanted to start a business where I enjoy what I do, and alhamdulillah, like I found gifting. And I wanted to go into gifting and do something slightly different, which is why at Zari we actually curate gifts that are 95% made in Nigeria products. So I wanted to do something that supported, you know, Nigeria as a country, but also Africa. So we actually like pick very, very unique items and luxury items to build these boxes. 99% of all of the brands we work with are actually women-owned. So I think that's what I'm really passionate about is collaborating with women, you know, showing the world that Nigeria and Africa, you know, produces really excellent brands and products. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here. I can't wait to, you know, reach out to the ED about the mentorship program. I'd love to learn from all of you women. And yeah, so yeah, thank you. I've also brought some of my products, so in case you're interested, yeah, I would love to meet all of you and, you know, talk more about my brand. Thank you. Okay, yes. I was just reminded that I should tell you all about my social media. I think it's on my flyer that I've passed around, but you can just go to @Zari Gifts. So Zari, that's how you spell it, Zari Gifts, GIFTS. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. So we're coming to this row. Is it the first row? No. No. Second row. Second row. Okay, let's let it go. Some people think that they are safe because they are the extreme edge. They think I won't get there because it's too far. So they found a seat somewhere. Some people think I've passed them by. But they don't know that you can move the microphone forward. Ladies and gentlemen, who's it gonna be? The way they are looking away. Okay. Ma'am, please can you pitch? Talk about what you do. How do you do, my friend? See my sister. I know sometimes you realize nobody's in you. That's what
So good afternoon, beautiful women. My name is Sonia Alana. I'm an etiquette and image consultant. And yes, so that's what I do. I have a special passion for ladies. So I teach ladies how to be ladies, how to comport themselves, how to dress, how to walk, how to sit, how to eat. I'm also a speech coach, public speaking coach. So yes, if you want to hone your public speaking skills or you want to become more of a lady, I'm ready, willing, and able. Thank you.
She's ready, willing, and able. Okay, it's safe. Everybody can look straight now. It's safe. I'm not coming to you now. You can look forward. You can smile. Because I can see some faces there like, if you come here. In fact, I'm not even scared. But let's go on to the next session, ladies and gentlemen. This next session is a gift-giving session. If you've been told, you know, if the ushers nudged you to sit in a particular place and you said, I'm not gonna sit here, Joe. This is a reveal. Maybe you'll find out that I should have sat there. Because thanks to our sponsors, we have some prizes. And what we've done is that we've kept those prizes underneath the seats. So if you could please just touch the under of your seat and find out if something is kept there. If you see anything, just wave it up. Wave it up if you see anything. Wave it, wave it, wave it. Please, can you rise? Can you rise? If you found a gift voucher, thanks to our sponsors, thanks to Value Jets, thanks to Unilever, gift vouchers. Can you please come forward? All the people that found gift vouchers.
What have you done?
All right, so okay, you could please stay in your position so it doesn't get rowdy. Apologies. Please just stay in your position. Let us know those seats, the special seats that have. Just please raise your hand. Raise your hand. You can please just rise and raise your hand. We're gonna be redeeming the vouchers. We have gifts in those seats. When you were coming, you didn't know something was there, but Wimbies kept something for you. We give food, so please celebrate Wimbies for being so thoughtful. So thoughtful. Before you took that seat, we said somebody's going to be sitting here, and this person should get a gift. And randomly, we didn't know who was going to sit there, but randomly, we put some vouchers there. So congratulations. Congratulations. Somebody's waving over there. She's found something on that seat. Just wave by your seat. We'll get to you and we'll redeem the gifts. Congratulations. The gifts are coming to you. Congratulations. Hey, congratulations to everybody who's won a voucher or a gift. Much more to come. Congratulations. And there's more for you. Oh, there's more for you. Just wait behind. We have a lot of goodies for you. There's a special gift for Wimbies associates who have paid their dues up to 2024. So if you're up to date with your dues, Wimbies associates and life members, please walk majestically to the registration desk and pick up your gift. Now, if you are not yet a Wimbies associate, ladies, now is the time. Walk majestically to the registration desk and tell them, how can I join? Because next IWD, I want my gift, right? So please, ladies, please get your gifts at the registration desk. If you're an associate or a life member, you can get it now. You can get it at any point. If you are not yet an associate, but you want to be a part of what Wimbies is doing, please walk to the registration desk to make inquiries as well. All right, so we're having the next session, and this one is called Wimbies Cares. And I'd like to invite, DJ, are you ready? All right, I'd like to invite to the stage a member of the Board of Trustees, Wimbies, Mrs. Ferreira Jumari. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for her as she comes to talk about Wimbies Cares. That applause is low now. Let's raise the volume. Celebrate her.
Good evening, everyone. It's such a pleasure for me to be here. I don't know if I should have been dancing on this one because we're facing economic challenges in the country. I understand globally, but there's so many issues economically in Nigeria that families are beginning to become vulnerable. There's so much, people are losing incomes. Families that could support themselves, that didn't need to have to beg, are beginning to beg. So during the COVID, in 2020, Wimbies began an initiative called WimCare. And it was basically to support those families or vulnerables generally, or vulnerable members of the society with resources that could help them, that could help tide them over till they could sustain themselves. we're now in dire straits. I know everyone is aware that we really have many vulnerables now. Like I said, those that could afford things, those that could take care of themselves, their families, are now not being able to do that. That's why I said, should I have been dancing to this one? But hey, we have to be happy, isn't it? Now, WIMBIZ, that initiative, we're having the WIM Care 2.0 this year. And it's about contributing, becoming as a community, because now we have to come as a community to help others. We need to help others, because I always say this, when we help others, we help ourselves. Remember, we don't want to have a whole 90% of our people in poverty or suffering or vulnerable. So what we want is for people to come together and donate in cash and kind, so that we're able to reach out to some of these vulnerable groups, help them with certain resources that may tide them over until they're able to support themselves. So it's important for us to come together as a community and start contributing. And like I say, every little helps. So we're appealing to our members and everyone else to contribute. We have the WIMBIZ Access Bank account there, 06899157174. And another thing I used to not want to do was to contribute 1,000 naira, 5,000 naira. I would feel embarrassed. But now I have contributed 1,000 naira many times. And at the end of the day, a lot of it sometimes is on social media. At the end of the day, you see people saying thank you to all those that supported me, because now I have enough to buy the food that I need to buy for my family. So every little helps. I keep on repeating this, every little helps. So it doesn't matter. Don't think that, but I can't afford to contribute 50,000 naira. Please contribute whatever it is you can contribute. It doesn't matter. It adds up, and you may be shocked, but those that have done this often see that sometimes it's a 1,500, 200 naira, 300, 5,000 that add up to help vulnerable groups. So what WIMBIZ is doing now with the WIM Care is once there's enough donations, there will be resources put together, and various communities are going to be visited and supported with things they would need. So once again, I appeal for everybody to contribute. And first of all, let me say that's not why we called you here. As you know, it is International Women's Day. So we are celebrating many things. But what better way to end something than to know that you are taking part in something that will uplift the lives of others. So kindly share this to those your WhatsApp groups. Yes, and to those professional WhatsApp groups, share it, because many people will share any and everything on those kinds of groups. So share this, please. Share it to your friends. Share it and say, you will be blessed if you share it 20,000 times. Share it. So once again, I appeal, please kindly contribute. Every little helps. Thank you very much.
There's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there. If you care enough for the living, make a little space, make a better place.
Thank you, ma'am. Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and me. Play your part, contribute your part. Let's just leave that on the screen for a moment. You can make donations to the account there. You can play your part. You can contribute your token. You can support this cause. You can support people. If you don't want to give at this time, or if you cannot even give at this time, you can take a screenshot of this so that sometime later, it's somewhere at the back of your mind, you can support, you can be a part of it. You can be the reason that somebody else is smiling tomorrow. You can be the reason somebody has food on their table. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a noble cause. Let's contribute to this.
Stop existing and start living. Then it feels that always not enough for us growing. Make a better world. Make a better world. Heal the world. Make it a better place.
Thank you very much. All right, so in the interest of time, we'll just move on with the programs, but don't worry, this isn't closed. You can take a screenshot of it. And if you need more information, please go to the Wimby's desk, the registration desk, to get that. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the message. Thank you so much. So we've got another quick raffle, and this is thanks to Dema RX. So Dema RX is offering consultation, and somebody is going to win that skincare consultation, courtesy of Dema RX. We also have another one, this gift voucher. The second gift voucher is from Zari, and Zari is giving out tea, and you could win that. So I'm going to invite Hajia Fatima. Please, can you please come on stage, ma'am, to please come and help us pick out the right draw.
London.
Fingers crossed. Who's it gonna be?
Oluwabukola Shaba. So which one is this?
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals dey in human form. Body man nobody like walk, but you must hustle if you want job. You no finish, they won't fight off.
Sonia Alana.
Them no fit catch up. I know they form say I too righteous. No con they form say you too like us. You no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money. Make you dance like broccoli. Steady green like broccoli. Steady on my grind, oh yeah, what they want.
Shout out to Zari.
Fantasy. They want to check if my dad be no rush. But they rush.
All right. But who knows, ladies and gentlemen, maybe there was a magic in my microphone. When I handed her the microphone that time to pitch, maybe I handed her the anointing to win the prize. So next time when I bring the microphone to you, please be happy to win it.